In this video, we are going to be talking about the fundamentals of the nervous system, talking about the pathways and differentiating between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So, first off, the functions of the nervous system. So, there are really 5 different components of the nervous system. So, the first component is going to be the component that senses things. So, these are going to be your receptors that detect a stimulus coming from either inside or outside your body. There is going to be the afferent pathways. These are the pathways that the stimulus will travel along to the central nervous system. So we're going from the peripheral nervous system to the central nervous system here. Integration, this is going to occur primarily in the central nervous system, where processing and interpreting of that sensory input is going to occur, and ultimately a response is going to be developed at the control center within the brain. Then there are the efferent pathways where the motor output will travel to ultimately the effectors. The effectors are what cause the response, and they are typically muscles or glands that are leading to this response. All right, so that's the overall function of the nervous system. It works with the endocrine system to really regulate our bodies and communicate within our bodies as well. So the divisions of the nervous system, the 2 major divisions are going to be the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. It is going to be what's responsible for interpreting sensory input and dictating motor output. The peripheral nervous system, on the other hand, consists of the parts of the nervous system outside the central nervous system. So these are going to be mostly your nerves, which are the bundles of axons and ganglia, which are the collections of neuron cell bodies. The function of the peripheral nervous system is essentially to communicate between the central nervous system and the rest of the body. Within the central or peripheral nervous system, you're going to have 2 major nerves that are going to be carrying information to and from the central nervous system. One are the spinal nerves, which carry impulses to and from the spinal cord, and the other is the cranial nerves, which carry impulses to and from the brain. The peripheral nervous system can be further differentiated into different components. So you have the afferent division, which consists of the somatic and visceral nerve fibers. It's going to conduct impulses from receptors to the central nervous system. The motor or efferent division is going to consist of motor nerve fibers, which are going to conduct impulses from the central nervous system to the effectors. Again, muscles and glands are what we're talking about when we're talking about effectors. All right, let's take a look at the motor division, because the motor division can be divided up into the somatic, which is the voluntary division. It's going to be what innervates your skeletal muscles. And then you have the autonomic, which makes up the autonomic nervous system. This is going to be your involuntary component, where the smooth and cardiac muscle cells that are stimulated, as well as glands, are going to serve as the effectors here. The autonomic nervous system is going to be divided up into the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system is going to be what mobilizes body systems during activity, where the parasympathetic conserves energy and promotes housekeeping functions during rest. So you can think of the sympathetic nervous system as your fight or flight response, gets you ready to act, while the parasympathetic is your rest and digest function or part. It's going to be what gets you, keeps you calm. All right, so that was an overview of the nervous system. In the next video, we will be talking about the nervous tissue and cells that make up the nervous system.